Good evening, everyone. All right, yes, round of applause. As our dear friend Dr. Flanagan would say, this is the Academy Awards of Francis Marion. So welcome to the 2023-2024 Distinguished Faculty Reception. It's wonderful to see everyone. This evening is a way to honor all of your hard work during the year and to celebrate the accomplishments of our colleagues. Later this evening, we will recognize our distinguished professors who are in attendance, those who are receiving special awards, those for shared governance, teaching, research and scholarship, service, and of course, this year's distinguished professor. With us this evening, we also have some special guests whom I wish to recognize. Let me begin with recognizing the First Lady of Francis Marion University, Mrs. Folly Carter. Mrs. Carter, would you please stand? Thank you very much for being with us this evening. Also with us are members of our Board of Trustees. Would y'all please stand? Thank all of you for everything that you do for this university and for the support that you give us. I now call upon Dr. Sharon O'Kelly to come forward to recognize several distinguished members in attendance this evening. Dr. O'Kelly.
Thank you. At this time, we would like to recognize previous recipients of the Distinguished Professor Award who are here with us this evening. I would like for each to stand and remain standing when your name is called. I ask that you hold your applause until all have been announced. 1985-86, Dr. Julia E. Krebs. 1987-88, Dr. E. Lorraine de Montsalon. 1992-93, Dr. Ben L. Kyer. 1998-99, Dr. George E. Harding III. 1999 to 2000, Dr. R. Sethfield Smith. 2004 to 2005, Dr. James T. Ramey, Jr. 2007-2008, Mr. A. Glenn Gurley. 2010-2011, Dr. Derek W. Yokish. 2011-2012, Dr. Christopher D. Johnson. 2012-2013, Dr. K. Lowermore Bellinger. 2013-2014, Dr. John W. Tuttle. 2014-2015, Mr. Travis W. Knowles. 2015-2016, Dr. Jeanette M. Myers. 2016-2017, Mr. David Keith Best. 2018-2019, Dr. Rebecca H. Flanagan. 2019 to 2020, Dr. Larry P. Englehart. 2020 to 2021, Dr. V. Scott Kaufman. 2021 to 2022, Dr. Leroy Pete Peterson. 2022 to 2023, Dr. Meredith Love Steinmetz. Thank you all. At this time, we would like to recognize Professor Emeriti. We ask that you come forward when your name is called to receive your citation from the President. First is Dr. Joseph Agnello. Next is Dr. Brian Fisher. Dr. Rebecca Flanagan. Dr. Teresa Herzog. Dr. Callum Johnston. Dr. Ben Kyer. Dr. Gerald Long. Dr. Mary Louise Nagata. Miss Suzanne Singleton. Dr. Ann Steckman. And Dr. John Tuttle. I would now like to call on Dr. Sean Smolin Morton, AAUP President, to present the Charlene Wages Shared Governance Award for 2023-2024. Dr. Smolin Morton.
Traditionally, my job is to create suspense with ever more specific details of the recipient's accomplishments, but that's not possible this year. How many FMU faculty are state sprinting champion, ordained minister, religious studies, international program directors? So I'm not going to try. This year's recipient has served on the Faculty Senate for the past 8 consecutive years. Elected as vice chair of the faculty for 7 of those years, he participated in the full range of shared governance activities. For example, the management of the COVID-19 pandemic as a member of the executive committee, the director of international programs, and president of both our AAUP FMU chapter and the state conference. He was instrumental in helping to protect the right of colleges and universities to determine their own pandemic mitigation policies. This year's recipient served as the AAUP FM president from 2016 to 2022 and continues to serve on the executive council. During his tenure, he enhanced the AAUP forums, launched and managed the University Introduction Seminar, and supported a variety of faculty needs regarding tenure, academic freedom, and shared governance. He has helped faculty administration reach resolutions in some of the most difficult and emotionally fraught cases. He is always encouraging and mentoring faculty at FMU to engage our shared governance system. From 2017 to 2021, this professor served as the AAUP South Carolina Conference President, a double term. Normally those are only 2 years, when no one else was willing to take the post. He then served on the executive committee for 3 more years. When the conference was on life support, he led the transformation of an adversarial to an advocacy approach. He brought the Francis Marion University model of shared governance across the state, tripling the statewide membership, fostering 6 new chapters, reviving 2 moribund chapters, and increasing statewide participation in the executive. He participated in delegate grievance cases at various institutions. As conference president, he led faculty through 2 AAUP restructurings, brought state leadership to our campus twice, and engaged a steady stream of attacks on shared governance and academic freedom. In the spring and summer of 2019, for example, when the USC Columbia Board of Trustees and the governor of this state circumvented the hiring process for a new president, our colleague gave their faculty senate much-needed guidance and helped the USC AAUP chapter stand back up after decades of inactivity. He has done all this work with discretion, confidentiality, tact, and care for all faculty across South Carolina. By the unanimous and enthusiastic vote of its membership, the AAUP FM chapter awards the 2024 Charlene Wages Shared Governance Award to the fastest Director of International Programs that FMU has ever seen, Professor J. Mark Blackwell.
Congratulations, Dr. Mark Blackwell, and thank you, Dr. Smolin Morton. And now I call on President Carter to help present the Teaching, Research, and Scholarship and Professional Service Awards. This year's recipient of the Excellence in Teaching Award is an associate professor who has been a member of our faculty since 2019. During their time at the university, this individual has consistently engaged in creating diverse learning environments with a focus on fostering the analytical and real-world skills necessary to enable their students, as they put it, to hit the ground running when they enter the workforce. For example, the recipient routinely designs learning environments centered around the use of software to help students learn how to analyze and extract meaning from data. To promote the importance of collaboration to job success, the recipient incorporates the use of team projects and presentations into the classroom with the added requirements that students behave as if they are on the job, such as keeping documentation of meeting minutes and emails. As a culmination to this training, the recipient requires that their senior students become consultants and interact with real clients in a semester-long analytics project requiring the recipient to knock on doors around the PD, seeking executives willing to share their data with students. This type of collaboration has also extended to FMU. Recently, the recipient introduced the use of virtual reality in a course in which students worked as consultants with the FMU admissions office. They developed a VR training program for the Student Diplomat Program, which prepares FMU students for the role of campus ambassadors. In consultation with the admissions director and the assistant director, students worked in teams to develop HR training scripts and recorded 360-degree videos across campus portraying typical interactions between student diplomats and prospective students. The prototype for this program were presented to their client in December. This year's recipient holds a BS from Paulista University, an MS from McKenzie Presbyterian University, and a PhD from J. Mac Robinson College of Business. Recognizing her innovative teaching in the field of management, This year's recipient of the Excellence in Teaching Award is Dr. Anna Iglesias. The recipient of this year's Francis Marion University Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Research is an assistant professor and has been a member of our faculty since 2019. Since 2021, the recipient has published 10 articles, participated in 8 presentations, mentored 10 undergraduate research students, offered 4 workshops domestically and abroad, served as a thesis committee member for 3 graduate students at 3 universities, reviewed 21 journal articles, has received $313,667 in internal and external grants, and is the lead developer and maintainer of 3 open source programs in their field, one of which is downloaded over 10,000 times per month. To say the recipient is a leader in their field is an understatement. For example, his research papers have been cited 490 times in peer-reviewed literature since 2021. His research has also impacted, and I only need to say the word for you to know who I'm talking about. His research has also impacted fisheries management in the Atlantic coastal plain of South Carolina, the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, and the Great Lakes. Specific to South Carolina, he is collaborating with the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources in the management of striped bass, as well as shape analysis of long-nosed gar in the Great Pee River. He is also a recognized expert in statistical analysis in fisheries ecology, and the 3 software packages he developed and maintains implement the most common statistical analysis used by fisheries biologists around the world, and is often cited as one of the most important R packages available for ecologists. This year's recipient holds a BS, MS, and PhD from Ball State University. Recognizing his work in the field of fisheries, this year's recipient of the Excellence in Scholarship and Research is Dr. Jason Dahl. The recipient of this year's Francis Marion University Award for Excellence in Service is a professor and has been a member of our faculty since 2007. During this individual's time at the university, their service has been extensive and exceptional on multiple layers of life inside and outside of the university. As a colleague put it, they have been a workhorse for the entire campus community year after year. At the school level, the recipient has served on 6 committees that have helped with accreditation, set new directions and goals, and has been integral in establishing multiple community partnerships. At the university level, the recipient has served on 4 committees, often with multiple terms, and serving as chair. In addition to serving on faculty-oriented committees, the recipient has also had a long-standing commitment to student life here at FMU. This individual has been a faculty advisor to several student organizations and has lent what a colleague calls his golden voice to serving as the announcer for basketball games and as master of ceremonies for student events such as the President's Bowl, Homecoming, and the Miss FMU pageant. As simply put by a peer, his work is substantial and far-reaching. This year's recipient holds a BS from Newberry College and an MBA and PhD from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Affirming his stated belief that service is vital to the functioning of an academic institution and community, This year's recipient of the Excellence in Service Award is Dr. Hubert Setzler. And now to present the Distinguished Professor Award, I call on Dr. Meredith Love Steinmetz, the Distinguished Professor for 22-23. Dr. Love Steinmetz. The Distinguished Professor Award for 2023-24 is presented to a faculty member in recognition, in recognition of his or her excellence in teaching, scholarship, and service. This year's recipient of the award has made many contributions to Francis Marion University in and out of the classroom. The recipient has been actively involved in the university community and is a previous recipient of the Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching in 2005 and for Excellence in Service in 2017. Since joining the faculty in 1993, this year's Distinguished Professor, according to one colleague, has brought excellence into the classroom and ensures students have a positive, enriching experience. This year's recipient has received over $250,000 of funding from external agency grants and has focused her research and service on supporting K-12 students and teachers in developing science education. In the past 30 years, this year's recipient has had over 20 peer-reviewed published articles and has been an active presenter at regional and national academic conferences, often involving her students. The professional service of this year's Distinguished Professor is wide-ranging and includes memberships on many departmental, university, and statewide committees. She is a 2023-24 McNair Institute Fellow, a delegate to the 2023 Sustainability Development Congress in Saudi Arabia, a member of the South Carolina Sea Grant Advisory Board, and serves on the City of Florence Resilience and Sustainability Advisory Committee. In addition, in 2015, she designed the Palmetto Environmental Education Certification Program, a professional development program for science teachers across the state, a program for which she also serves as a faculty member. As one colleague noted, no one works harder professionally than she does. This year's Distinguished Professor earned her Bachelor of Science in Biology at Binghamton University in 1989 and her Master of Science in Marine Biology from the University of North Carolina at Wilmington in 1991. Therefore, in recognition of her excellence in teaching, her scholarly and professional achievements, and her dedicated service to Francis Marion University, the Distinguished Professor Award for 2023-24 is presented to Professor Lisa Pike.
Oh, man. Whew. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been over 30 years. It's been a long time. I still remember the first time I came to campus. I think I interviewed. I was wearing a dress and heels, small heels. And Julia Krebs took me out into the woods behind campus. but I came back. This is great. There's no way I would be up here without my department, who has been behind me all the time, from a 3-year position to fighting that I am allowed to be here forever, apparently, and tenured and promoted, and the administration as well, who doesn't ever seem to say no to me whenever I have a project that I'd like to do. FMU is truly my family. It's more than colleagues, it's more than friends, it's family, and I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. Oh my God.
How about another round of applause for all of our winners this evening? Congratulations to all of you. This now concludes our program. For those who did win awards this evening, would you please stick around, come up front for some photos to be taken. For everyone else, thank you for being here. Please drive safely and have a good evening.